Hey Flosstubers, it's Katie the Stash Queen coming to you on this Sunday, September the 13th. Another fast week. We're halfway through September, people. Not right. I don't get it. I hope everyone's had a good stitchy week. Mine was good for the most part. I do have one holdover this week. It was kind of a crazy busy week. Went to the doctor on Wednesday, got some new medications to do with a few different things, got some underlying general health issues I need to fix before I can fix anything bigger to see if those underlying health issues are contributing to all of my other stuff. So I've been adjusting the medications, which has been fun. No, not really. Soccer started up again this week for my son. He had his first soccer game yesterday. They're all really cute little boys running around playing soccer. It's a lot of fun. Girl Scouts started back up for the year for my daughter on Friday. So that was a crazy meeting. We have meetings on Friday evenings because most of the parents are working. And so it's the first time really that we can meet and not be late on a school night. The girls are so excited. Teresa is thrilled. It took a lot out. Most of these girls, we have one or two new girls this year. Most of these girls have been together since they were kindergarten daisies, and so they all get along really, really well, but they have a lot of energy, especially on a Friday evening. So yeah, that was really my busy day. Son is getting a new kindergarten teacher starting tomorrow because there weren't enough kindergartners and too many third graders. So his teacher is moving on up to third grade and he's getting moved to another class, which I'm a little bit apprehensive about because this past week was the first week that we didn't have any days where he had any issues, but his old teacher is leaving behind the dog that helps him be excited to come in the morning with the new teacher. The new teacher's already called me, and we touched base about that. And his best friend, little girl, my son is a ladies' man, who is also going to be in his new class. So that makes me excited. So that's a little bit about my life this week. Got another crazy busy week ahead of us. Lots of stuff to do, but that's what happens. You think, a lot of people talk about, I'm rambling here, but a lot of people talk about, how seasons affect your stitching and how a lot of people seem to stitch less in the summer because of all the stuff they do outside of the house. Well, I seem, I'm not stitching less necessarily, even though I did have one day where I had a holdover. But I seem always busier during the school year because that's when we have sports and scouts and school activities and all that sort of thing. So just think it's an interesting dichotomy depending on what stage of life you are in. So I've got a lot to talk about today. I am going to jump on the shout out bandwagon that was originally started by Jessie Marie and it's been picked up by a few other stitchers. I have I did a lot of working on getting my chatelaines kitted up. I'm almost done with them being kitted up. I just have a little bit left I have to do on them. So I got a lot of that, plus some other stuff that was, had to have. I've got my week in review, so I've got my notes over here on the floor. Whips for the week, and then I have some exciting news about the construction of my mom cave. So let's get started. Shout outs. Jessie Marie started this idea a few months ago. Jessie Marie does stuff. Hi, Jessie Marie. It's a great way to promote positivity and also to highlight stitchers and channels and Flosstubers that you may not otherwise know about. So I have two that I want to shout out this week for different reasons. First one I'm going to shout out is Elisa. Look, I pronounced it right. From Dragon Stitches. Hi, Elisa. She's one of the ones that's also jumped on the bandwagon for promoting new stitchers, but I really, really enjoy her channel. She has some great projects going on. I know that you've put away your 3D Doctor Who figure for now, Lisa, but I really want you to bring it back out because I think it's awesome. She's participating in the United Stitchers of America, even though she's Canadian, but that's okay, we'll forgive her. The United Stitchers of America project of the massive George Washington for the world record of cross stitch. So she's participating in that, which I'm really excited to start seeing that when that comes around. She promotes some great causes. She's just, I really enjoy her channel. And, you know, I think she's a great contributor to the Flosstube community, and I can't wait to see more. The other person I want to shout out today is Cindy from Stitch and Fish. Cindy's an absolute doll and sweetheart, and she recently restarted her channel, so she doesn't have as many videos as she used to have, but her personality is fantastic. She's bubbly. She, you know, whoop, 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 whoop. You know, that's Cindy. She's got some beautiful projects going on. She was one of the first people I really interacted with when, you know, she wanted a blog. When I used to do my blog, I haven't been doing my blog lately, but when I was doing my blog, she won a giveaway on my blog, and I just think she's an absolute sweetheart and a doll, and I love the projects that she's working on. She's got a great attitude despite some hardships in life, and I just think both she and Elisa are wonderful contributors to the Flosstube community, and I always love watching their videos. So there is my shout out for the week. I'm not promising that I'll do this every week, but I will do it as often as I feel inspired to. So let's move on to haul. I got a lot of haul this week. I had a lot of outstanding orders, and then I went shopping, and I have no self-control. I really don't. First two things I got to show this week. I've seen these being shown off on Stitch Mania, on other Flosstube channels. I was at Walmart getting the staples for the week, and I went to their measly half of a rack cross stitch section that they have in their arts and crafts, and I saw these, and even though I'm not usually a huge fan of Janlin kits, I had to pick them up because I love these pieces when I've seen them. This is All You Need Is Love, the chalkboard kit, just white on black. And then the other one is the coffee chalkboard. I just had to get both of these. I think they're adorable. They look like they're very quick stitches. There's just white on black. See, white on black. That's all it is. I may substitute out the white for a different brand, but you know. So I just threw them in my cart because I thought they were adorable, and I really liked seeing them. So that's the first part of haul. The rest of this is coming in no particular order. As I mentioned, I am working on finishing kitting up my chatelaines, which are the Tuscany Town Mandala and the Baltic Sea Mandala. That I'm going to start both next year. So I placed an order at Fire Mountain Gems for my Delicas that are called for in both patterns. They were missing too many of the Swarovski crystals, and I ordered those from somewhere else, and I have those to show off too. But I got the Delica beads, most of them. There are a couple that were on back order that I'm still waiting on coming in. But I'm going to go ahead and show you pretties. They're pretties. This one is DB208. It's a pretty red. I think I have two of those. Or 280, not 208. 280. DB280. Pretty apple red. This one is DB882. It's a gray. It's called rainbow gray. I don't know why it's called rainbow gray, but it's a gray. This one is DB273, which is a color-lined olive. It's a pretty green. Let's see if I can get you a better image. Not of this. It's a little bit reflective, but sorry. This one is DB415, which is a turquoise. Pretty beads. I got these two to show last. This one is DB621, which is a silver-lined peach. This one is DB106, which is a luster pink. This one is, sorry, it's hard to read the tag sometimes. DB111, which is a luster rainbow light gray, pretty sparkly Might help if I kept it in frame and held it normally. This one is DB59, which is a rainbow violet. Another just pretty sparkly. There's gonna be a lot of bling on these chatelaines, let me tell you, people. This one is a DB284, which is a purple. This one is DB52, which is a light tan, but it's really sparkly. It's more like a pearl color, really, than a tan. This one is DB331, which is 24 karat finish. Gold beads. Gold! And then this last one, this tells you how oblivious I was and how much I planned on spending on beads, because these are expensive. When they add up, I ordered this color, which is an opaque matte luster seafoam green, meant to get it in one of those little things. Totally oblivious when I looked at the total and looked at the amount that I spent. But look, I got a 50-gram box. Did not mean to get a 50-gram box, but I have enough opaque matte luster seafoam green delicate beads to last me 1,000 lifetimes. That's just crazy. But, you know, there you go. So there's that from Fire Mountain Gems. I just have stuff in a pile over here. I don't even know. Oh, these are, okay. I made a couple of needle minder orders. I ordered some from Gina, and those are on the way. These are from Minding My Minders from Jeannie. I hadn't ordered from her for a little bit, so I went in, and she's changed up some of her bling, and she's added some new stuff, so I went ahead and had to go and order more needle minders, because of course I need more needle minders. So here's the first one. It's a Captain America shield, rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock, in honor of Big Bang Theory. And then a K, it's a really pretty gothic K with a rose for Katie. It's that one. This one is a pretty blingy castle, because I'm in the process of putting together Stashingham Palace, and I needed a pretty blingy castle. This one, oh yeah. This one, we've got Wine Diva, Gryffindor, and a crown, because Stash Queen, hello. The Wine Diva is kind of reflecting, sorry. Yay. Then here is this really pretty fantasy tree on against the moon. I just loved the colors in it with bling, and then a Gemini, another Gemini. I love this one over here. I think that's just beautiful. And it's all my favorite colors, and it's just perfectly Katie. And then this one, I got a Princess Bride, a My Little Pony, and a Grover. Princess Bride's one of my favorite movies. I had to get that. The My Little Pony is in honor of my daughter, one of her favorite shows. And Grover is who I grew up with. He was always my favorite Muppet when I grew up. And it's got a special connection with me and my dad. So yay! Pretty blingy minders, because I needed more. But I did pick up, preview of things to come, I did pick up things to hold my needle minders in this week. You're not going to see it today, but I'll talk about it later. So there's that. Next. These are, I mentioned when I was showing off the Delicas, that Fire Mountain Gems did not have, it was enough of the Swarovskis that they were missing that it made it worth it to search for somewhere else for the Swarovski crystals that I'm going to need for the chatelaines. So I went to a place called Dreamtime Creations. I'll put links to Fire Mountain. I'll put links to everything in the description once it uploads. So I ordered the Swarovskis from Dreamtime Creations, and they came really quick. I got a few more than what were called for in the piece, because I always worry that if I only order what's in the piece, I may do something and regret that. So here we go. This one is 6mm, the bicomb beads in Dicolite AB. It's a pretty blue. Then we have 4mm in heliotrope for the bicones. Like a brownie color. It's really pretty. Then we have the Garnet AB ×2 in the 4mm bicones. Really pretty. This is one I couldn't find anywhere. Cobalt blue in the 4mm bicones. This is the Rose AB 4mm bicones. This is Chrysolite AB in 4mm bicones. This is Lavender in the 4mm. It's really like a soft purple. This is Peridot. These are actually 4mm cubes. These are just the Crystal AB in 6mm bicones. And then this is the little flower gems as well. Bling! I love bling. Bling is fun. So yes, that's all the bling. These are all of the crystals that I need, all the Swarovski crystals I needed for the 2 that I'm kitting up. I've ordered the rest of the Delicas, but they were just on back order, so I'm just waiting for them to come in from Fire Mountain Gems. And I'll show those off when they come in. And I will be done with the beads that are on here. So, next, my order, my fabric of the month from Hand-Dyed Fabrics from Stephanie came in. This is 28 Jobelin in Thornhaven. It's a really pretty green. Very good for a forest type scene, subtle. It's really pretty. I like it. Not sure what I'm going to do on it yet, but I like it. Oh, speaking of fabric. Enabler alert. Under the Sea Fabrics is having its anniversary sale. I think until the end of September. I'll put a link with the code for 15% off in the description with everything else. 15% off anything you want from Under the Sea Fabrics. I ordered like 4 pieces of fabric because I order when there's sales. So we will show those when they come off, but I remembered fabric, so yeah. So the next thing, the 1, 2, 3 stitch order. My kids, both of them, have expressed an interest in wanting to learn how to stitch. So 1, 2, 3 Stitch this past week, they were doing a sale on horses. And I ordered each of them a kit that my first kit from what was on sale. They each picked one out for us to start working on. One hasn't gotten here yet. It was on back order, but the one for my son came in. Isn't that so cute? Do I know if he'll stick with it? I don't know. But he wanted to try. He wants to stitch like mommy and be a boy stitcher like Coffee Stitcher. So the one that we ordered for my daughter is this one right here. The horse with the flowers in its mane. It just hasn't come in yet. So I'm waiting until that one comes in, and then we'll sit down one day and we'll try to stitch with a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old. We'll see if it goes. But of course, you know, that meant I needed to get more because those were small things and I needed to get more. Husband was sitting right next to me when I was ordering it, so you know what? There you go. I got this little Mill Hill kit, Rocking Horse. It's cute. I love all these little Mill Hill kits. That's one thing I need to show you guys sometime is my Mill Hill kit collection. Won't be right away, but I'll show it to you guys sometime. And then I got this piece, because I've been looking at this one for a long time. It's a companion piece for one of the pieces I'm going to show you from my whips for this upcoming week. This is called Fairy Tale. It's a Dimensions Gold collection piece. Sorry for the glare. Yeah, it's a little bit better. But it's like a fairy queen on horseback surrounded by the little people. It's one of the companion pieces for one I'm working on this week. I kind of had said I wasn't going to myself, I don't think I said it here, but I wasn't going to be ordering any more really big Dimensions Gold Collection kits, but I've liked this one, and there's one other that I've seen for a while that if it goes on sale, I'll get it. And then the last thing I got from 123 Stitch, everyone knows that Prairie Schooler is retiring this year. Prairie Schooler isn't my biggest, it's not one of the, I mean, there's some lovely things by it, and I've seen some stuff that have called out, you know, one or two things that I've been like, oh, that'd be cool to stitch. But nothing hugely, massively had called out to me. But this one was on sale, and I thought it was adorable, and I went ahead and got it because it is the Prairie Schooler, and it's going to go out of business sometime soon. It's the Farmer's Almanac. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. 31 the others date except February 28, but in leap year we assign February 29. It's not exactly the same rhyme that I learned, but I liked it. I learned 30 days have September, April, June, and November, all the rest of 31 except for February alone, and that has 28 days clear and 29 in each leap year. Yes, I still have to say that sometimes. So yeah, I thought that was cute. Don't know when I stitch it, but I think it's cute. And then the last, told you there was a lot of haul this week, people. The last thing I got, Friday was a day full of running around like a mad woman, errand hunting stuff. Here's a dumb moment for you. My son, sorry, bubble wrap. Don't need to be popping bubble wrap, Katie. My son started soccer this week, like I said, and he had practiced last week, and I had run around and bought him some new shoes because his old soccer cleats didn't fit anymore, and sent him off to practice last week. Yay, Team Hunky Dory. My husband got him ready for practice this week and discovered something that I missed, and the person that I bought the shoes from missed. I got it at a Dick's Sporting Goods, and they checked the shoes, and we both missed this. He had 2 left shoes. Yeah, 2 left shoes, which explained why after the first week of practice, Paul comes home and says, you know what, David kept falling all over himself because he's wearing 2 left shoes. So Friday, I went out, got him some new shoes. So he now has 3 left shoes and a right shoe. Same brand, same color, same everything. So I'm not worried about which left shoe we pick up. I had to run to the Girl Scout store to pick up a couple of things to finish off my daughter's vest before Scouts that night. We were also in charge of snacks yesterday for the game, so I had to run around the store and pick up stuff for snacks, and I had other stuff I had to do. So I decided, you know, I really didn't want to go and do all of this, but, you know, I didn't have a choice, so I decided to reward myself with a trip to my LNS after. Because Stash Queen. So I had my handy dandy little list in my phone of everything that I still needed for my chatelaines thread-wise. And I got everything that my store had. And they didn't have everything. There's still some stuff that I'm missing. But I got everything that they had. So now I know what I still need to order from other places, because the store owner, her father-in-law, I can't remember, passed away. So, and he's in Canada, and she's going to be gone for a while, and she's supposed to go to his, one of the shows that's later this month. So I didn't want to put any more pressure on the staff that's trying to run the store while she's gone, on ordering extra stuff. I have the rest of this year to go back and see if they get these in stock, because they had places for them all, they were just out of stock. Or if I just need to order it elsewhere. But I got a pile of pretties. You want to see? Here is from Silken Colors. This is called Pudding Mill Silk. It's really pretty. And I'm just pulling this up. I poured them out. I'm pulling them out. Here's some Petite Gallery, or Rainbow Gallery Petite Treasure Braid in PB62. I'm really excited to be using all these different colors of Petite Treasure Braid. Here is Gloriana in Desert Rose. It's really pretty pink. Here's Gloriana in Victorian Garden, which is just beautiful. I am in love with this color. It is so pretty. And I love this one too. This is Gloriana in Deep Blue Sea, which is really like a rich emerald green and cobalt blue. I need another one of these, but I think it's in both pieces. So pretty. This one is Silken Colors Tattered Parchment. Really cute. Colors are showing up pretty close to life. I think not having a lot of stuff behind me is helping. This is Water Lilies in Pesto, and I got 2 of those. These are the last of the water lilies that I needed. Pretty yellowy green. Looks like pesto. Needlepoint Ink Silk. This is in color 115. In the Mediterranean blue range. Very Mediterranean blue. This is color 316 in the yellow ochre range. This is 489 in the azure range. This is, do I have multiples of these? No. This is 351 in the pistachio green range. This one is 352 in the pistachio green range. This one is Gloriana in Cinnamon. Reds and oranges and browns. Petite Treasure Braid in PB35. Pretty gold. I love all the different shades of gold. It's kind of cool. PB30. Just a darker, almost black gold. Here's another PB35. Here is PB45. Got all different, like, red and green. It's almost Christmassy. This one is PB20, which is a pretty green. And PB62. And we've got Needlepoint Ink Silks. Here's another 351 and another 352 that we already showed. This one is 465 in the Delft Blue range. And this one is 566 in the Iris Blue range. So those are all the flosses that my LNS had in stock. So I still have a few more that I need to get, but I can start working on ordering those or go back to my LNS another time and finish out the stock. Also bought 2 patterns because they were screaming at me and I had to have them. And you know how it is. When things scream at you, you have to have it. First one I got is from Rosewood Manor. It's the Emily Monroe quilt. I thought it was just beautiful. I love it. Don't know when I'll do it, but I do love it. I'm finding myself drawn more and more to Rosewood Manor lately. It's just really pretty. And it says in the back, I visited the website, the Massachusetts Quilt Documentation Project at www.massquilts.org, and was inspired to create this quilt design. I did take some creative license and arrange the blocks a bit different, but I hope the spirit of the original quilt remains. It is circa 1860, made by Emily Wiley Monroe, 1823 to 1895. So it's based on a quilt. And then this one. I am in love with this piece. Don't know when I'm going to do it. I may make it one of my Stitch Mania starts for next year, but I am in love. I saw this piece before I had decided on anything else I was going to get at the store, and I was like, I have to have this. It's by Jeanette Douglas Designs, and it is called Vintage Stitches. Look at that. It calls for the Soy d'Alger silks. It calls for silken colors. It calls for Krynic. It calls for Mill Hill beads. It calls for a charm. That charm that's right there at the top. Gloriana silks, needlepoint ink silks. It's a good sized book here. The actual pattern only takes up 2 pages. The rest of them are instructions because it's nearly all specialty stitches. Nearly. I am in love with this piece. I think it is gorgeous. So we'll see when I get that started. I think I'll probably make it a Stitch Mania start next year if I don't start it before then. And because of all of the specialty threads that it calls for, I think it'll be a Stitch Mania start. So that's my haul. Or Maybe I should change. I've been binge watching and catching up on my watch later list. Trying to watch 2, add 10, but it's coming through. I do like 2 words that I have learned to add to my vocabulary. The first one is Tara C. introduced us all to, and it's called Stashquisitions instead of haul. So those are my Stashquisitions. It's a bigger word to write on the description, but you know, Stashquisitions, that's an awesome word. And then, you know, you saw that floss, and you guys know that I have a lot of floss clubs that I'm a member of. Organic Granny, you are not the only Flosstitude out there. Yes, that's me. I love it. I love the vocabulary that we keep adding to this hobby of ours. So, let's look at my week in review. Like I said earlier, it was overall a good week. I worked on my the Specialty Stitch September piece all week, even though the first hour of Queen of the Needle, half of it was spent frogging, half of what I had already done, but we're back on track. Stitched on that every day so far this week. Friday, I was running around on all the errands. I didn't get to sit down and do my hour a day until late. And then when I got home from Girl Scouts with my daughter, I was just exhausted and didn't want to do any more stitching. So I do have one holdover this week, but I'll show you guys the rest of what I worked on this week. First was Cinderella by Joan Elliott. And I made some good progress on her this week. That darker yellow, it's all around here and stuff, that I worked on filling almost, most of all that in. So more of that sash. And see, you can tell, yes, this is an area where I frogged a project that was going to be on here, but it's starting to fill it in, and there's more of her skirt that'll be filled in. So there's that one. I was really happy with the progress I made on that piece. And yes, I know you guys don't like it when I'm putting stuff back in, but I have to. I don't have a whole lot of space in this little corner that I'm doing this video in. So there's Cinderella. Next was Crowns of the Kingdom by Rosewood Manor. I had to do a little frogging on this piece too when I first started it, so I didn't get too far. I had to frog part of the copper flower and this side over here. No, it was this side over here. But then I started working on the crown that was above it. Look at all that sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. So yeah, that one's being put to the side for a while. I'm still waiting on the shipment of the couple of flosses that I need. But that's okay. Next was the Doctor Who clock from Cloud's Factory. Doctor Who starts in less than a week. I'll get to that in a minute. Sorry. So Doctor Who clock by Cloud's Factory. I finished the second Doctor and I started on the third. So there's the second Doctor all done, and then started on the hair for number 3. So that's coming along nicely. Then the next one I have is my Dreaming of Tuscany from the Dimensions Gold Collection Petites. And I made some good progress on it. A lot of half stitches, but a lot of filled in stuff. I filled in the part over here on the wine bottle. This part, a lot of this over here was all filled in with the green. So I made some good progress on it this week. Half stitches go by quickly. I like that. Then the next one was Edwardian Lady by Joan Elliott. And this works. I finished her basket. The last couple of colors I needed for the leaves, and then did the basket, and then started on her glove and this part of this matching colors in the sash. Well, that's all good. There's nothing else above it, but so the glove I'm doing 2/2 because it's part of her clothes, but her skin, which will be above the glove, will be 1/1. So yeah, I love that basket. I just think it's so pretty. And then yesterday I worked, excuse me. Yesterday I worked on Elf's Garden by Soda Stitch. I made some good progress on it too. Let me open it up here, turn it around. I got the majority of the rest of her skin color done. I finished the skin on her other arm and her 2 legs, and then most of the face. There's still a little bit more of the darker shades highlighting around the face that I haven't gotten to yet, but, and yes, she looks a little creepy without her eyes, but it's good progress. I'm happy with it. Looks like a body now. So all in all, I'm really happy, especially looking back, with the progress that I made this week on my pieces. And it's really not a big deal that I had a piece holdover. It happens. Like I said, life gets really busy for me in the fall when you've got scouts. Plus the girls are juniors now, so they're going to be working on getting their bronze award, and that's going to take more time away from just outside of their meetings to do stuff. And I'm starting to volunteer at the school, and it's busy during the school year. It really is. So that leads us to my whips for the upcoming week. Here's the holdover piece that I'll work on later today. It's European Bistro from the Dimensions Gold Collection. Showed you guys this last week. And just as a reminder, here's where I'm starting from. I should be able to make some good progress in this whole door section, which is what I'm going to work on. And then the minder, again, is a Once Upon a Time minder from Minding My Minders. So that I will work on probably this evening, because I have other plans for this afternoon, which I'll get to in a minute. Let's get this back in here. This bag does not want to cooperate. I probably am going to have to change bags. That's okay. So there's that one. Next one I can't show you the piece for, but it's because it's all electronic. But this is the Faces of Joan Elliott Stitch Along. That's the group that is on Facebook. I haven't worked on this in a while. I'm excited to get back to it. This is being done on 28 Jobelin in Aphrodite from Under the Sea Fabrics. So here's what I've done so far. Got all of the borders and frames done. So I'll be back working up on this frame up here this time around. And my minder is I Am Sherlocked from Minding My Minders. One of my favorite minders. So get working on that, work more on that upper corner, see how far I get. This next one is another Dimensions Gold Collection piece. This is the one that I was telling you about before that is the companion piece. You've got this one, the, what's it called? The Fairy Tale. This one is Fall Fairy. See, they're kind of companion sister pieces. But yeah, Fall Fairy is what I'm going to be working on. Isn't she beautiful? I love the colors on her. And here is where I am on her now. Groot, because it's a fall and it's a trees. And so we'll see where I get on them. This is probably going to be one of the pieces I work on for our November Stitch Along in Stitch Mania, which is Fall, Friends, Family, Food, and Fun for November. So fall. I think I'm going to pick 4 pieces from that, those 5 things listed. Fall, food, family, friends, and fun. And really, stitching is a fun hobby, so anything can fit for fun. Next one I am doing is the Fibery Friends sampler from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. One of the very few of theirs I actually have printed out as a thing. And I am doing this on 28 Jobelin in Tempest from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And this is another odd one for me where I'm actually doing the called for colors instead of switching out the colors for this piece. I usually switch out on Frosted Pumpkin, but I didn't this time. So here's where I am. If I can hold it up, that'd be great, Katie. here's where I am at this point. So I got the alphabet done. I'm working on the top motifs, and I'll just work my way around. We'll see what we can get to. And I have a little coffee minder from Minding My Minders. The next one I'm excited about. Let's put this one back away. This one could work because it's Fibery Friends. Family, friends, fun, food, and fall. We will see. This next one is my third Heaven and Earth design, and it's Flames of Desire by Leanne Seed. The artwork is, isn't she just beautiful? I love this piece. Now, as a reminder, this part inside the moon is stitched. All the other color around that same beigey color is not. The background's been removed. But just this part in here does. I am stitching this 1/1 tent stitch on 32 Belfast in Mayan Apocalypse from Under the Sea Fabrics. Yes, I know it's a powerful fabric. No, I don't think she's going to get lost based on what I see when I can look at it close up. In the picture. Isn't this pretty? See, there's the stitching so far. Yes, I know, red on red, but the way it all works out, I do not think it's going to get lost in this, and I think it's perfect for her. It's all the flames that fly around her, Flames of Desire. I know some people don't want, like, prefer not the powerful fabrics, but this is an exception to the rule. And it's not as hard to see as you would think. And then the minder I'm using, sorry, Jamie and Claire on their wedding night, because hello, Flames of Desire. That's from Minding My Minders. So I'm excited to get back to this piece. This is actually the first Heaven and Earth I ever started, and I scrapped it because I was doing 2/1 on 25 count, and it was just way too bulky. Full cross, it was too much, and I hated working on it. And I had the page finish on it too. Like, and I'd start in the upper left. No, this time I started in the middle, 1/1, 10 stitch. I'm enjoying it a lot more. The next one up is Flowering Crown by Just Nan, one of my August Angst starts. And this one is being done on 20 Jobelin in Avalon from Under the Sea Fabrics. Here's where I got to for August Angst. Just worked some on the crown. I've got my Elsa needle minder up there from Gina. So I'm excited to get back to this piece this week. I'm excited about all my pieces this week for the most part. Then Saturday, I don't have a piece to show you because that's Doctor Who premiere day. Yay! And I will be working on my Exploding TARDIS, which I don't have because it's electronic. But if you Google Van Gogh Exploding TARDIS, you'll see it's like Starry Night with an exploding TARDIS in the middle of it. So I've got my stuff all ready to go. Extra floss that I haven't bobbinated, that's okay. All ready to go. I'll show you the minder I'm going to use because it was even though it's the season premiere, and it's 12 is the one that's working on it, the Exploding TARDIS was during 11's tenure, so I've got a 11 needle minder for Minding My Minders. So yeah, those are my stitchy plans for the week. I'm pretty excited about all of them. So the last thing I'm going to talk about today, I guess technically you could call it a haul/Stashquisition. We went to IKEA yesterday and bought the first batch of what's going to be done in here. It's going to take several trips because I'm kind of envisioning my vision has changed. Like every time I go to IKEA or every time I look online, or I keep getting different ideas. But I'm going to work on today after I finish this video. I think I'm going to go do my 1 hour of Specialty Stitch September so I can get this video hopefully mostly uploaded and I can add all the links and stuff to it that I need to add. But then the rest of the day I'm going to be building what I am hoping will turn into my thread storage. An entire shelving unit and boxes for thread storage. I told you guys once before on how I was going to divide them up in boxes and kind of use the floss away bag method for storing all of my specialty floss and stuff, and I'm still doing that, but I didn't really like the boxes. They get cumbersome. There are a lot of them, so I bought one of those. You guys have seen the IKEA shelves, the big box, and it's just the big multiple boxes. I got an 8, it's 2 levels, so it's 8 boxes total, and they have an insert now that can fill up one of those frames of the boxes and have 2 drawers per one. So there'll be 16 drawers in this one. And I'm going to build it and move my floss into it and see where I get to. Because I bought 2 of those units. I only bought enough of the inserts to fill one of them for now. But I bought 2 of those shelving units, and I'm going to put one here on this wall and one over by the window eventually, once I kind of start. But this will help, because once I get that in place, I can start picking up some of the other stuff that's in this room. I can move the boxes of floss that are here in the middle of the room and put them away. I can move some of the other stuff and use it for shelving to put things on top of. So I'm excited. I am not going to do a tour of this room until it is done. I'm just not. I film these on my phone. I upload it straight to YouTube. I don't edit. I don't do all the pretty, glitzy, fun stuff. I'm sorry, I just don't. It's not what I wanted to spend my time on. I love it that everyone else does, but I just don't. So when I do the video, it's going to be with me behind the camera taking you guys on a whole tour. So I do anticipate posting pictures in the groups that I'm in, but I will hopefully, and maybe I'll do a mini video on the floss storage once I get it all put together and just show that, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, that's about it for me today. Come back, okay, on Tuesday, Tuesday, will be my update for Specialty Stitch September. You'll see where I got to on Queen of the Needle and get to see my next piece for the following week. I will be back on Sunday for my normally, this hasn't kicked in yet, needs to kick in, my normal weekly update. And then we'll see what happens from there. Have a great Stitch week, everyone. I will see you guys next time. Bye!